what were sort of, deciding I'm going to leave a corporate job and give up a paycheck, and I'm going to really decide, I'm really going to start my own brand on maybe no money and maybe not making any money for a little bit. I mean, what's that struggle like? What does that look like for you?
So the hardest part about that is not sort of succumbing to the pressure of your peers and your family, because they want nothing more for you to be secure and to do well, but risks aren't something that people are super open to. And I think once I was okay with like saying, no, you're wrong, I can do this, like I know I can do this, after that you give yourself a time frame. Like for me, I had 1 year, and I knew if in 1 year I couldn't make any money, I would have to go back and get another job in the entertainment world, which I knew I could do. I mean, I had great credibility under my belt. And so for people who want to do something like I did, you have to admit to yourself that you're okay going against the pressures of society, because it's all on you. It's in your mind. You can do these things. You just have to get over that little hump and have a deadline.
I think that's important. I think a lot of the deadline, I know a lot of people that try to do something or build a brand, and they don't give themselves a deadline, and then they find that 7 years later they're still sort of where they started. So I think and if you give yourself a deadline, did it make you work twice as hard because you knew, all right, I only have 12 months to do this, and I don't want to go back and work in the corporate world again. This is what I want to do.
Absolutely. I mean, it's the story of the American dream. Like you usually start with very little, and like I'm telling you, those flea market days, it was very little, but that's how you learn. That's how I learned what sold. That's how I learned how to. It only took a couple months. You can generally figure out if a business plan is going to work within a year. It doesn't, it's something that you don't need. It's not. You can drag it out as long as you want, but I think. Is this gonna work? Yeah. So once it's just a matter of like working really hard.
Right.
And you've got to work.
I know you've been everywhere. I mean, I follow you on Instagram, so I see all of your like amazing trips, and you're always in some really cool place in a helicopter taking pictures of everything. I mean, it's beautiful. And what's your favorite place that you've been? What's your favorite series so far that you've done?
The most rewarding series for me personally has been Antarctica. Just because Antarctica was somewhere where like 2 years ago people would be like, Gray, what do you aspire to? And I was like, I want to shoot all 7 continents. I really want to go to Antarctica. And Antarctica was such a game changer. Those images, they look so easy. Like they look like almost too perfect, but it was really risky. We were out there in like freezing temperatures and winds that would shift and ice that would shift, and like you have no idea, like watching an iceberg crumble in front of you and like a piece of ice the size of a house dropping, and you're just like in a kayak, or and you're just freaking out because it was just a different level of creating work. Hanging out of a helicopter is scary, right. But like there's a certain level of like predicting, and with Antarctica it also became a larger statement. It's really about global warming it's a message through artwork that I have not ever been able to achieve before. So that was just, for me personally, a win. Even if it like went nowhere, I would still feel like I had won something. But in terms of like what's identified me as a photographer, the aerial work has been just like, it's almost like I somehow wiggled my way into this category amongst someone like Slim Aarons, he was a photographer who shot these like glamorous 60s, 70s pools with like all these fabulous people, and like kind of the good life. And I guess I've sort of been able to capture that, but from above. It's sort of like, it's not like I'm going around just shooting everything from above. It's like select
worlds that people would want to be a part of.
Yeah, and I get such a rush doing that. I love going up in the helicopter and like it's like hunting. Like I'm up there looking and I'm looking for patterns, and like the umbrellas are truly like a geometric thing to me. Like I'm very visual in that regard. And then all of a sudden you find the image and you like just lock your camera in and you just like are just triggering and you're just like, oh my god, that's a winning shot. I know it. So that sort of work has been fun. It is what was able that's the work that got me to, you know, around the world.
Right.
So and
Right.
we'll hopefully continue to.
What's next for you? Do you have a new location you're going to next? Do you have a new series you're working on? I mean, what's the next? I know there's a lot going on, but what can you share with us is the actual next thing happening?
We have a new brand launch.
Okay.
So it's switching from just a photography company into a brand at the end of March. So we have products coming. We have really exciting, just unbelievable bits. It's a lot of work.
Yep, and it's soon. It's happening.
It's soon.
We'll
so.
tell our viewers where they can go and see your work and where they can buy some of your work.
So starting on March 31st, you can go to GrayVid2.com.
March 31st?
March 31st.
All right. Look out,
So-
March 31st, GrayVid2.com.